So, just a little introduction is our staff. And obviously, this was taken a while back before all this was going on. So, Madison Whiter, she is our office administrator and our volunteer coordinator. I'm sure most of you all know her. And she's also behind the scenes tonight and working our presentation. So, thank you, Madison. And then Daylene Mueller, you'll hear from her later on tonight. And she is an events manager, along with myself, Erin Gillespie Highslope. Yes, it's a mouthful, I do know. And I'm also an events manager. Chris is on the line. She's a care coordinator or care services for Northern Kentucky. Helen Overfield, she is the executive director. And then Dina, she's on the line. She's for care services in Western Kentucky. And then most of you, I'm sure all of you all know, Patricia Peak. She is
the one and only.
Been here the longest of us all, and she is the director of care services.
Yay!
All of our hair probably looks pretty different as well. So Helen, I'm gonna leave it to you. We're gonna do a little chapter update here, and Helen's gonna start us off.
Sure. Well, thank you, Erin. And first, I have to thank both Erin and Daly for all their work on getting this together with Zoom and Facebook, and Madison running the slides. And we also have Emma, our intern, who's with us for the summer from U of L. She's going to be working the Facebook questions at the end. So it was a real team effort, and I really appreciate everything that you put into it. And this whole virtual experience that we're all having, whether we're working from home or participating in various things virtually, it's such a strange and odd, and I kind of hate that word unprecedented because it's all over the news. It is an unprecedented time because we've not experienced something like this. And I think between the COVID pandemic, the protests, the rioting, all the things that are on the news, I think there's never been a time where there's been a need for such a sense of community as right now. And I think gathering around as our ALS community, our staff, our patients, our sponsors, it's just so important now more than ever, because the efforts that you all are putting forth are helping us be able to do the things we do for the patients, whether it's research or support groups or grants and what have you. And Patricia will talk a little bit about that a little bit later. Wanted you to know you've gotten a lot of information from both Daly and from Erin, either email or text, regarding our walk. We want to stress that it has not been canceled at all. It's just been pivoted and reformulated. So we're being very creative with that because we still are in need of those funds to be able to fund research and our mission and our care services. And the decision to do this was not taken lightly, and it wasn't just regionally within our chapter. All across the United States, every ALS chapter has gone to this sort of a platform from now until December 31st. In fact, we're working from home through Labor Day. But again, the decision wasn't taken lightly. It was really in the best interest of our patients, keeping them safe, and then caregivers and family members being out in a face-to-face environment where we're used to having fun at either, the ball field and taking our walk and sort of celebrating would not be safe at this point. So again, all across the United States, we're doing that. Just a little bit about the chapter, our update of what we've been up to. In March, we usually go to Washington, D.C., all the executive directors and the national staff, and meet with Congress about different issues that affect ALS. We were not able to do that, so we did a virtual fly-in and literally called each of the senators and representatives. I had 7 calls back in March and spoke with them, but the kind of disappointing thing was we thought in June we'd be able to have our face-to-face fly-in where we have 900 people come in. Most of them are our ALS patients and their families. But again, Washington was closed, and with the pandemic, it was not safe. So we did another virtual day on June 2nd with the EDs and a couple of patients from each chapter. And then a lot of our advocates, I know the Powers did it on June 3rd, on Wednesday, called Congress, and we were really talking about increasing research funds for the CDC and from the Department of Defense, making sure those funds were allocated. We're advocating for the Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI, to waive that 5-month waiting period, and a whole host of things that are important to the ALS community. So we advocated on their behalf. One of the other critical things is expanding access to telemedicine and telehealth. That's so important right now, but we need funding for that. And then one of the most critical things is fixing the Medicare law, where Medicare recipients can get the home infusion or the intravenous drugs that they need to be delivered at home instead of going to a hospital. Because right now, if you're on the drug, let's say Radicava, for example, it's administered an hour a day, every day for 2 weeks, and then you take 2 weeks off. Right now, for a patient to go to the hospital every day for an hour just would not be safe in terms of exposing them to potential infectious disease, being immunocompromised. So we really wanted to expand on that, and that doesn't cost Congress any money, so they were all very much interested in getting more information about that. So that's kind of what I did the whole day, June 2nd, from 8 a.m. to about 6:30 p.m., and everything was very well received. Just explaining to them in terms of what ALS is about, there's 3 pillars to what we do, and it's kind of like a 3-legged stool. One is research, and the research we fund. The second leg of that stool is our advocacy, advocating with letters, emails, and meetings like that. And then the third is our care services department, which is so critical for the ALS community. Your efforts on what we're doing now help fund that mission to prevent and cure ALS, and to help people with ALS live longer and help their families live better lives, having a better quality of life as a patient and the family. And then our goal or our vision is to create a world without ALS. But the care services piece that Patricia and Chris and Dina do is so vital. So I'm going to turn over the presentation to Ms. Patricia Peak to talk a little bit about care services and the state of what we're doing in that department. So thank you.
Thanks, Helen. I'm glad you all could join us tonight. Actually, I'm sitting out on the deck. I thought it'd be a little change of pace and kind of get people revved up for a nice day, hopefully in July and in August when we start our virtual walks. I just want to talk a little bit about what's going on as far as care services. Right now, we're right at about 185 patients due to the pandemic and clinics being closed and everything like that. A lot of patients that we normally would have gotten as new patients haven't been seen or have just not been to the clinic yet. So we're a little low on that, but I think probably after everything kind of clears up, we'll pick up a lot more patients. Right now, as far as like our support groups and that, we're doing those virtually. We've been doing them since right after the pandemic started. We've had them, I think, every week, but maybe one or two, and they've seemed to have go over really well. I mean, people from part of the state that haven't been able to participate in the support groups have been able to call in, and it's been great to see a whole lot of new faces and, for them everybody to share their ALS story. So that's what we're doing now. We'll be doing that until the end of the year. We would love to see each other and get together, but, we've got to be cognizant of the fact that, our patients are more, the chance of them being, diagnosed with COVID-19 is a pretty good chance. So we want to make sure that we keep all of them safe. As far as home visits and that type of thing, we're not, Dina and Chris would do a lot of those. We're not doing that anymore. We're doing a few deliveries of, small equipment pieces and that type of thing. And then our clinic visits. As of right now, I'm not going to clinic, but I know U of L and Norton both started 2 weeks ago, and I think they've had 3 or 4 patients at each clinic, and those seem to be going pretty well. I get an update from Dr. Bazan and Dr. Brown after their clinic appointments. So that's what's going on with that. We're still sending out information, sending out emails. I'm sure a lot of days you're wishing you weren't seeing my name so much on emails, but sorry about that. And we did send out this week a letter to our patients. We've had 2 laminated sheets from the national office, one about you can hang on your door, saying that you have a ALS, and then another one that you could take to the hospital or doctor's office. And then also a little note in there about the support group meetings. And then, if we've not been getting our emails, please let us know so we can either correct your email address or add your email address to the list so you all can everybody can get the same information. And other than that, we're always here for you, Christina and myself. If you all need anything at all, please don't hesitate to call and let us know what's going on, and we'll sure try to help you as much as we can. So thank you all. Thanks, Dina, our Daly, and Aaron for setting this up. Madison and Emmy.
Perfect. Well, thank you all definitely for that update. I think it's really important to understand, where our mission, it's still the same, hearing from our staff about where we're going, because a lot of things have changed in, worldwide. So, but we do know one thing that stayed the same is ALS. So thank you all for your update. So next slide. All right. So the next giveaway, I want to hear from everybody. How long have you been walking to defeat ALS? So if you'll just go to that chat box at the bottom of your screen, or if you're on your phone, it looks like a little bubble and it says chat. And you can just put in your answer there. We'll give everybody about, 8 years. I will give everybody about, I don't know, just about a minute. 16 years.
Who's that? Wow.
2014. Patricia, did you really have to make us do math? 12 years. Oh, wow. I'm so impressed.
Oh my
This is
gosh,
awesome.
Cheryl, 16. Awesome.
All right. My first year. Oh, I love the first year. So this is my, kind of first year. I started in September. So it's good to see some faces that are kind of like me. So my first year, 5 years, 11 years.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yes, it's very impressive. I think it's so exciting to see how many years you all have done this. So 16 years. Who was that?
I think that was Cheryl, wasn't it?
Second year. Sandra, well, I'm glad that you're with us tonight, definitely.
Yeah, we have a lot of good first year people, so thank you.
All right, so our first person, let's see. Oh, Buddy says hi, Buddy. All right, so we're 16 years, I think. Is that the winner?
Yeah, I think it, yeah. Patricia,
All right,
we can't count
Cheryl.
Patricia, but
Well, Patricia, sorry, man,
How many was Patricia?
Since 2004, so
a long time.
16,
That's
17.
16. That's a tie, but Cheryl gets it.
What
Yeah.
is this, 2020? Oh, I'm
You're
doing
disqualified,
2021.
Patricia.
I thought so.
Starbucks gift card coming your way, Cheryl.
Oh, man. Daly?
I'll buy you one, Patricia.
Thanks a lot, Daly.
I'll buy you one when we're in the office together, so in a few months.
When's that going to be?
Well, thank you all for sharing how many years you all have been with us. I think it's really inspiring to see whether it's your first year, whether it's your third year, whether it's your 16th year, that we're still working for the same mission. So we will, Madison, there we go. So tonight, I am super excited that we have been able to share information about our chapter. And the main event is our 20th anniversary. It's kind of funny that the 20th anniversary lands on 2020. I think that it's amazing that we get to celebrate this together. So right now we're going to give you some more information about what's going to happen tonight. So are you ready? Because there's going to be a lot of information, but it's going to be a lot of fun too. So if you're ready, there's like a little clapper button. You guys are more, reactions. There's a reaction button. So yay, we're all ready. Yep. All right, sounds good. All right, so the big announcement is I know that some of you guys have probably followed us on Facebook. Hopefully, if you don't, please do, about our announcement. But we're going to go, for some of you guys that are just joining us, a lot of you guys have started your team. Some of you haven't. So we really want to give this big announcement to you all tonight. So the 2020 Walk to Defeat ALS is now coming to your neighborhood or wherever you call home. And so Northern Kentucky and in Louisville. Surprise? Is it a big surprise? I think it's a surprise to a lot of people. Like I said, some of you maybe not, but it's a pleasant surprise, I believe, right now with everything that's going on right in our world. We knew that our safety of our patients is most important to us and to our families, to our supporters. And but we also knew that we could not just cancel this event because it's our biggest support group of the year. It brings awareness to our community, and it also funds our much needed care services. All those things that Patricia was talking about, all this advocacy that Helen was talking about, everything that we do for ALS, our walks support that. So our goal is to have 100 mini walks throughout Northern Kentucky and Louisville. So on Northern Kentucky, or in Northern Kentucky, it'll be July 25th. And in Louisville, it's going to be August 22nd. So I know, like when I first heard of a mini walk, and I've heard this from other people, is like, what is a mini walk? What does that mean? So what we look at this as is each team in each community, excuse me, has a walk. So, you know, there's 70 teams in Louisville, there's 70 teams in Northern Kentucky. Each team will have a walk in their community, an awareness event. So while we can't be together in person, we know that we can be together in spirit. So, and it's technically how you want your walk to be. It's a walk your way. Safety comes first, obviously. Your walk is however you feel comfortable. This can look like, you know, one team, you know, if you don't want to have a bunch of people at your house, all your team members can have a walk in their community technically. So one team can have 10 mini walks, or if you feel comfortable, you can invite those people over to your neighborhood and have people in your neighborhood walking with you. So it's really your choice. It's very open to interpretation and however you feel comfortable. So one of the chapters in the with the National ALS just had a walk, and here are some of their pictures of what their walk looked like. And I thought it was very inspiring that, you know, you can have a big walk where you invite your community, and you can do it solo, or you can just have it with the people that you are walking with every day. You know, a lot of people, I noticed in my neighborhood, a lot of people are walking now because they can't really go out to other places, or, you know, they're really trying to be cautious about what's going on in our world. And so, I mean, people are walking their dogs, and so that might be what your walk looks like. So don't feel like you have to do something huge and it's overwhelming for you. It's whatever works for you. And look at these people, they look so happy.
And you can make signs.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, we are definitely getting to that. So what we're asking you to do is to organize your own mini walk. So like I said, in Northern Kentucky, it's going to be on July 25th, and then Louisville, it's going to be August 22nd. And the reason we grouped this walk or this kickoff together is because it's more like our spring walks. And so we wanted everybody to be included and get the same information at the same time. So it can be in your neighborhood or your community. So engage your friends, your neighbors. So it's being brought to your community. So engage them how you feel comfortable. I think this is a great opportunity for all of us to, you know, get awareness out in so many different levels than we've been able to in the past. So also involve the people that are living with ALS if you can. I've seen so many of these car caravans, and they're so much fun. I did one not too long ago with my my niece, and it was just so many people, and their cars are painted. I painted my car, I had signs, and you can do this to celebrate ALS and to raise awareness and celebrate the person. And so you can drive around your neighborhood with your car all decorated. We had like 20 people in our caravan, and it brings attention to those people, which in other words brings attention to ALS, and that's what we're trying to do. And so we are also asking you to do a post-walk gathering. I think that's a lot of fun after your walk, whether it's outside at a local park or wherever you would like it to be. Invite people over, share your stories, celebrate the people that, the reason that you're walking today. And also take lots of photos. It's going to be so much fun to make those memories and put them on Facebook. And right now we aren't able to be in person to take those photos. So we really want to share those stories with you. And so please remember to take pictures. And if you're not on social media, send them to us. And if you're comfortable with it, we'd love to share your memories with everyone else as well. And then, obviously fundraise for our mission. And we'll talk about that daily. We'll talk about that a little later on, but the walk is a tool for our mission at the end of the day. So there's a lot of things that are going to be kind of the same. At 9 o'clock, you'll get your team members together and arrive in your designated location, whatever you feel comfortable with, whether that's a park, whether that's your neighborhood, whether it's your home. That's where you'll distribute your t-shirts and get your team together. And then don't forget to hop on to the ALS Association Kentucky Chapter Facebook to participate in the opening ceremony. So that's something we are going to do. We're going to have an opening ceremony, and we're also going to have a countdown to the walk, just like we have before. So at 10 o'clock, you'll start your walk along whatever designated path that you want to start your team or your caravan. And then also, like we will keep saying, take pictures, take videos, whatever you would like. And then at 11 o'clock, your post-walk party will begin. So I feel like these are a couple of scenarios that we will come into contact with. And I probably would say the same thing. So it's like, wait, so you want me to plan my own walk? And it's yes, we do. We do want you to plan your own walk. But so I'm not an event planner, and we do understand that, and it's hard to start things, but we are going to give you this amazing toolbox of things that will help you plan your walk the way you want. You can use it, you can use some of it, you can use all of it. It's totally up to you, but we are here to support you. And the staff and, all the support that we have brought in the past is going to be there as well. So you're not going to be alone. You're not going to have to plan this on your own. And we are going to support you in any way we can. So it's like, I still don't know. I've never done anything like this before. Part of the joy is coming together with everyone on walk day. And trust us, this, even at like staff, chapter, community, this is one of our favorite days of the year. We have 4 of them, and so we're even more, happy whenever we get 4. So we can only imagine if there's just one, and we do understand that. And every single year, we do look forward to it. But because of things that are going on right now, we do have to look at the bright side. And we do have these things at our fingertips, like tonight, we can virtually be together. And so that's one thing we are really going to focus on. And, we can also think about how much more awareness we can raise, because we're going to have even more walks throughout the community. Instead of 1 walk in Northern Kentucky, we're going to have 50. Instead of 1 walk in Louisville, we're going to have 70 or even more. And so, I think that there's a silver lining in everything. And I think that's one thing that we need to look forward to. And then also, like, wait, do we still fundraise? Because it does look different. And it's like, yes, very much so. And like all of us we have been talking about tonight is the mission. and that the walk is a tool to make our mission happen. And so now more than ever, all these areas need attention, and it's research, advocacy, education, and care services. So definitely we do still have to fundraise to support these things. All right, so we've been talking about how everything's been changing. We know that change is hard. It seems like that's what everything's happening. Everything's changing, everything. But we have to also concentrate on what's still staying the same, especially within our walk. So every walk, if you think about it, every walk is virtual until the day of the walk. So your team, for example, you're still registering your team. You're still asking people to join your team. You're still making plans to meet before your walk, either that's together or, you know, FaceTiming each other to see where you guys are at with your team members. You're also asking people to support ALS and to donate to your team. You're sharing your story. You're creating team t-shirts. This is still all happening. Please make team t-shirts and take pictures and have fun like you always have in the past, and make signs for your team while you're walking. So these things, the mini walk is no different in those aspects. So like I was saying, so much is changing, but so much is staying the same. So the whole concept of the walk is staying the same. We're coming together as a community, probably now more than ever, honestly, because of the things that we can do virtually. And we're doing a ribbon cutting, and we'll talk about that a little later, what's in your toolbox. We're doing an opening ceremony. We're raising an awareness for ALS, like I was saying, maybe more now than ever. We're raising funds to future our mission. Staff support, we're always going to be here for you. Online tools, all those tools in your participant center are the same, and we may even have more now. And constant communication, event t-shirts, we will be doing event t-shirts this year. I had someone ask me the other day, is like, so are we going to get shirts since we're not meeting in person? Yes, you are definitely getting shirts. And then our commitment to end ALS. So, I say this because it is most importantly why we walk, is the fellowship, the remembrance of those that we have lost, the support that we give to those that are still fighting this disease, and the caregivers, and then family and friends that come around you for the same cause. So we were talking earlier about how we were going to give you the supplies to make your walk the best that it can be. And so this toolbox will be coming to you in your home, and the team captains, all team captains that give a self-donation, it doesn't matter what the amount is. If you make a self-donation, you are going to get a walk toolbox. And this toolbox is super exciting and pretty cool, I'll be honest. So it is going to have a planning checklist with categories like how to plan your event, how to make your route, whether it's in your home, whether it's in a park, whether it's in your neighborhood. We're going to give you tips for that. How to fundraise virtually. It's a little different because you can't go to work and ask your coworkers. Like you might have a hat day at work or a jeans day at work. Well, we understand that those things aren't as possible as they used to be. So we're going to give you other ways to fundraise. And then who to ask, and then other ways to reach out to media. We are going to, I was talking to a local news place today, or not today, it was a while back, but they are doing virtual interviews. So if you want to reach out to your local media station and say, hey, this is what my community's doing, we'd really love you to be there. I really encourage you all to do it because they're looking for stories, and I think it's something inspiring.
And so, Erin, we will be sending out formal ones from the chapter, but they always
definitely
like to hear from patients and, I say constituents, but because that's what we say in advocacy, but they love to hear from their own community, but we will send formal press release.
And yes, that will be in your toolkit. So also we're going to do bandanas. So if you want to use that as a, as a measure for COVID, if you don't feel comfortable being around people, you're more than welcome to use it at that. Or you can also just decorate up your pup that you're going to walk around and trot around the neighborhood with. We're going to give you flyers for your neighbors. This will just let them know if you want to involve them, you can. If you prefer not, it's also an awareness tool to just let everybody know what you're doing and if they want to donate or support the cause. Sunglasses, koozie, as Daly was just showing, these cool koozies. And then we're still going to keep the Unlock ALS lanyards. As most of you, if this is your first walk, on the slide I'll show you what these lanyards are meant for. There's different colors for the reasons that you walk. So you'll get those. And then we're doing sidewalk chalk, so you can chalk your walk. And we'll show you a little slide about that in a second. And then there's a few more little goodies that we're going to send you. So here is the chalk your walk. And I think this is super cool because I don't know if you guys are big social media people, but I know a while back I was seeing so many cool things on sidewalks and all these things that people were creating. And it really brought attention to what they were doing. So why not do that for ALS? So we're going to give you some sidewalk chalk, and it doesn't matter if you're an artiste or if you're not. You can always, like this one on the left, it's very simple. It's Walk to Defeat ALS, but you can also put like ALS facts. You can put your website so people can donate. You can put the reason that you're walking. And so you can do whatever you want. And I think it's very creative and a lot of fun. And it really brings attention because, like I said earlier, a lot of people are walking in neighborhoods right now. And I think it's something that brings attention to our cause. So one thing we are going to ask you is, once you get your box, do an unboxing reveal. I've seen this, and I think it's going to be so much fun that whenever you unbox it, like you're so surprised and you're so excited. And so we want to capture that. If you, once you see it in the mail, get somebody to record and open it, and we are going to put it online and really celebrate how you guys are getting these tools and the exciting news that comes within the box. So when we talk about, sharing things on Facebook and the unboxing, we also want you to hashtag, because that brings, like, if anybody's looking up anything, they'll be able to see what we're doing. And I think we're going to do amazing things as a chapter and for ALS. So we really want to celebrate that, and we want to tag it in MetaWords or whatever. So these are some of the hashtags you can use as we go through our walks. And this is, even if you have something cool that you're doing with your team before the walk, we encourage you to use these hashtags anytime and all times. It's ALS KY, ALS Walk Lou, ALS Walk NKY, and then Walk to Defeat. And so we try to keep them really short and simple that you can remember, but we'll also send these out emails. We'll be using them in any kind of post that we do. So yeah, just be on the lookout, and please use them as you see fit. So I know I've given you a lot of information, like a lot, like a lot of changes, a lot of information. So I do want to let you guys know that it's not really a checklist that we're giving you that you have to check off all these things. It's more of a playbook that you can use as you see fit, and how it intertwines with what you want to do with your team as an individual, however you want to use it. This material's here, our information here is here, our support's here, and you can utilize it any way you want. So I thought that maybe we would stop just for a second, just to see if anybody had any questions, just involving the mini walk and things in your neighborhood, or anything that you would like to share or talk about. And just remember, if you wrote down your answer or your question, or you want to talk about it later, we are going to have a live Q&A later in the presentation. Okay, well, it looks like
Now it's my turn.
we are going to move on to daily. And thank you all so much. And then daily.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it over. Great job, Erin, letting them know about all that stuff and all the new changes coming their way. But we're excited, like Erin said. We've put a lot of thought and effort into all this stuff, and excited to roll everything out for you all and just move forward. And we're super stoked about it. So if we want to move forward, we can get into fundraising and talk about all this stuff and all the tools that can help you all along your way and with your journey of fundraising and helping out the ALS Association. So what does it take to be successful at fundraising? I think, with this slide, according to, you have to be connected to our mission, have that cause, share why you're connected, and really voice that and share your story. Let people know why. Commit and follow through. We've given you a lot of tools, and we're giving you a lot of tools along the way. Commit to what we're doing, and be able to share your story and help us out, and help us with our mission, and help us support our patients and the care services department and all that stuff, and be creative and have fun. If there was ever a year to be creative and have fun with anything, this is the year. We've obviously, like Erin said, given you a guide, a playbook on how to do this, but that's what it is. And if you feel free to tweak some things, or if you want to do something a little bit different, or fundraise a certain way, go for it. And we're here to help you along the way in any way that we can, and we'll always be here for a phone call, text, away, email, and whatnot. So we want to get how to kickstart your fundraising, and in just 3 easy steps. It's super simple to get you going, to get that money rolling in for your team or for your individual fundraising. Check out our virtual fundraising guide. We'll have one sent out through email, and as well we'll have it on our website as well, and some hard copies coming your way. So be ready to check that out. Download our mobile app. It's super simple. You can just go to the App Store and type it in, the Walk to Defeat ALS, and download that. From there, you can upload to Facebook, different posts. You can record offline donations, get donations. It's a super easy tool. If you need help with any of that, accessing it, using it, please feel free to reach out to us. But it's an easy tool to have at your fingertips at all times, because before the pandemic, we're always on our phones. I think we're even probably on our phones even more now. So it's a good tool to have. And number 3, if you haven't done so already, create a Facebook fundraiser. It's an easy way to ask people for donations, and it's easy to set up. It literally takes probably 2 or 3 clicks from your participant center to set up, and goes right to your participant page. And it's an easy way to ask for donations. We see that people will give donations if you share your story on Facebook, and you'll get donations from people you might really not talk to that often. And it gives you a different way to reach people. Maybe you don't have their email or something like that, but you're friends on Facebook. So create a Facebook fundraiser and be able to share your story that way. So what tools can you use to fundraise during this crazy time? Our website has the same as last year. It's an awesome tool. Obviously, you can go there to register and start your team, which I think a majority of the folks on the call are registered. But if you haven't, you can go to the Kentucky chapter and search for the Northern Kentucky and or Louisville Walk and register your team. If you need help registering your team or registering as an individual, please do not hesitate to reach out to myself or Erin, and we can register for you. We can take that step out, and we can start your team and do all that stuff. So that's the first step, is just registering to walk, and then from there we can help you with the different things on your participant center. All right, what other tools can you use? So definitely your main participant center page is where you want to send everybody to. If you're, you know, not doing your Facebook donations or Facebook fundraiser, send people to your to your participant center page. From there, they can donate directly to you, and it will be credited towards your team. We see, and if you can see by these numbers right there, being and using your participant center makes a difference with donations. From making a personal donation, personalizing your page, sharing your story, and showing people why you walk, and you're tied to the mission, really can help bring in those donations. Email, if you can look at those numbers, people who did not email raised an average of $284, which is great, but the people who raised or who sent out emails for 5 to 10 people raised over $1,000, which is amazing, just by a click of a few buttons and basically sharing their stories and telling people why they walk and why they're involved with the ALS Association. So doing these things, it does work, and it does bring in the donations, as we can tell by the numbers. And you know, obviously updating your personal page and self-donating. You know, we always say if you're self-donating, you can show people why you're connected and you're, you know, committed to this cause by doing that self-donation. It doesn't have to be a lot. It can be $5, $10, or, you know, just something to show that you're committed and are in it to win it with this. All right, from here, like we said, updating your personal pages. These are just kind of some screenshots of what your personal page looks like and where to go and how to edit. So we really suggest that you, like I said, update your personal page, and you can change your photo, you can edit your story, and do all this stuff so people know why you're walking and the reason, which really kind of puts a tie there to the mission and what we're doing in the cause. And with any of this, and I'll say this numerous times throughout this, please do not hesitate to reach out to me or Erin for any help on this, because we can get on a call with you, a Zoom call, walk you through this, walk you through it on the phone, or if you need us to do it for you in the back end, we can do that as well. So please do not hesitate to reach out. We are here to make this fundraising process as easy as possible for you, and we want it to be as easy as possible. So do not hesitate to reach out to us for whatever. So yeah, with that, you can update your personal page. And then sending emails. You're able to send emails through your participant center. You're able to upload your contact list from like your Gmail, your Outlook accounts, and be able to compose a message right there. We do have some pre-composed messages for you all within the participant center, which is nice, but you're also able to, if it don't want to do it that way, you can take the information that we have and send it through your other email as well, just directly through your Gmail, Outlook, what have you accounts. Sending emails, as we can see, does make a difference and does help and does get the word out to everyone about what you're doing and why you're doing it. All right, what more tools? We're on just more tools. So utilize social media. Like Erin said before, we have the hashtags that we're trying to use this year so we can all connect and stay together in these, crazy times. So tag us our pages, use the hashtags, all that. Set internal goals for yourself. Make sure you know what you want to get to in your goal. You'll have your team goals and all that, but make sure you have your internal goal of knowing what you want to fundraise, and that will help through the process. Don't make every post that you put out there an ask. I think people obviously, like I've said before, like to hear your story. You could put, some facts about ALS. You could do that. But, I think people like to hear how your fundraising is going and why you're doing it. So don't, make every post about asking for money. Like I said before, create a Facebook or Instagram fundraiser. It's super easy. And I know a lot of people have done it and are still doing it. So definitely I would suggest creating one of those, and they're super easy, and we do see it bring in a lot of money. Consider gifts or raffles. So how we kind of do this is just if you have certain people who want to give donations, you know, let's offer like, oh, if I can get 5 $20 donations, whoever donates, it will be entered to win a Starbucks gift card or something like that. So make it fun and interactive. Like, you know, we're in different times right now, so just, you know, make it something that people can hop on board and just have fun with, and make it exciting. And it doesn't have to be a lot. It can be, like I said, a $5 $10 gift card to Starbucks to get people motivated to donate. All right, this is the app that I was talking about earlier. This is kind of just the layout and what it looks like. You can download the app from the iTunes Store and or Google Play, and you can schedule your posts for Facebook, and you can, I mean, obviously you can do Twitter and all that as well, but it's super easy to use, and you can, it links up to your participant center. And like I said, you can send out emails as well, and you can record donations on it too. So I would recommend it. And it's, like I said, it's at your fingertips. We're on our phones so much these days. So why not, you know, be able to, you know, have the Walk to Defeat app right at your fingertips to be able to use. And, you know, when you're talking to somebody, when you're 6 feet apart, pull it out and say, hey, we want to make a donation or what? All right. So this is a fundraising tool that we like to use internally. It's called the Onion method when it comes to reaching out to folks. Takes, you know, 4 days to complete it, and you can kind of space those days out. But day one, you know, you can send an email to your 5 to 10 closest contacts. It can be family, friends, you know, it can be the coworkers that you're not seeing every day. And then day two, email some close contacts. Maybe somebody that you don't talk to often, but you still have a relationship with. Reach out to them. You know, you never know what they might be doing, and you know, you might hit them at the right day, and they want to donate. So you can, and it can be more than 10 to 15 if you feel, but stay with that in that 10 to 15. Day three, contact as many other contacts as you are comfortable with. So you can reach out to whoever. Just extend it out there, and that's maybe when you can start your, you know, Facebook fundraiser in that sense, if you're kind of following this method, and just send it out there and let everybody know what you're doing and why you're doing it. It's really, and I'll say this again, about the why and why you're involved with the ALS Association, why you're walking, and why you're doing it. And then promote on social media to anyone who will listen. So that's when, you know, you can get on that app and start sending out scheduled posts on that, and then you can reshare your Facebook fundraiser like that. But then, you know, throw in some of those things that, you know, not always asking for money, like again, share why you're doing it, maybe share some facts about the ALS Association and ALS in general. And, you know, I have full faith that the money will start rolling in. All right, fundraising. Why do we fundraise? Can't we just walk? Yeah, we could just walk, but you know, we have a mission that we are trying to serve. And you know, like Aaron said, the walk is a tool for our mission. And you know, that fundraising helps us support our care services department. It helps Patricia and Chris and Dina serve our patients with the loan closet, doing our grants, doing all sorts of things that they do. And it ties into all of that. And we, and like Aaron said earlier, ALS is not stopping right now, and neither can we. So right now our patients need us more than ever. And we have our, you know, our goal to raise this money for the Kentucky chapter, so we can still serve our patients and do what we're doing and keep it up and do more. We want to do more, and that's what the fundraising does. And you know, this walk is, like I said, is a tool for our mission and why we fundraise, and at the end of the day. All right, so another question, if everybody wants to, you know, get in the chat box again, and this can be, you know, pre-COVID, or it can be what you're doing now, but how do you fundraise?
This is a fun one.
Yeah, do you do the Facebook, or are you going to do like a Zoom event, or, you know, what are some events you've done in the past, or how are you pivoting? You know, we're pivoting to, you know, this virtual mini walk, or walks at home. So, you know, how are you pivoting this year to change your fundraising? And you can, you know,
Put in the chat box. Oh, Lena says, rock your ALS, planning soon once we know how concerts will look. So that's something fun to do, definitely.
Yeah.
And that's been very successful in Northern Kentucky.
Well, I like Chris's idea about going to where his father is.
Mm-hmm. And then, let's see, Sarah said, oh, a neighborhood app. So if you live in a neighborhood, I think it's fun whenever you have those neighborhood apps, and that's also a way to raise awareness, but people can donate to your page and just share your link on those apps. Oh, your birthday fundraiser on Facebook. That's a good one.
Yeah. That was a really big success for Katie. It was.
Great.
Michael says Facebook again. Nathan, Facebook.
Facebook is such an easy tool to use. And I think like Daly was saying, the app makes it even easier. And as Sarah was saying not too long ago, how much money she raised, quite a bit of money in just a few days. It's just so easy to use.
Chris, you said you sent out letters. Are those
Oh yeah,
physical letters or email letters? Like snail mail?
yep. Oh, she's on.
You're on mute.
Linda.
Yeah, she said snail mail.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
You
Great.
gotta email, text, and call, and face-to-face. Those
It's
are
pretty
great
much
ideas.
the same letter every year. I just go, here we are again. It's now the something year, and you
Well,
guys
good.
are great, and thanks for supporting us in the past, and please do it again.
Yeah.
I think that's something really to be appreciated right now is letters in the mail. Just especially since what's going on right now, and you really can't have that much contact. I think that's something that some generations have forgotten, and I think that's an amazing idea. And apparently, it works well for your team.
It does.
Well, and Lee's covered all his bases with email, texting, calling, face-to-face.
Yeah, he's covering it
Go
all.
Lee! Awesome.
Good on me, it was Elizabeth. So that was Elizabeth. That was Elizabeth, not me. She's my surrogate.
You can't take the credit.
And I do love your onion slide. That's the first I've seen it. I like that visual of peeling back the layers of the onion.
Yep, that's what you got to do. Now that we can, those are great ways to fundraise, guys, and continue doing what you're doing. And like I said, again, if you need any help with any of these tools, the new tools, something that you're not familiar with this year, please do not hesitate to reach out to me and Erin, and we'll assist you in however way we can. So some additional tools. So definitely with this year, definitely follow us on social media. We'll be updating that regularly and keeping everybody up to date that way. Our best way to follow us is on Facebook. And Madison, if you want to go to the next slide. There we go. You can follow us on the ALS Association Kentucky chapter page, the Louisville Walk to Defeat ALS, and then the Northern Kentucky Walk to Defeat ALS. Follow us on those platforms, whatever, walk you're involved with, and we'll be definitely we're kind of updating it regularly, and there'll definitely be more communication through that. That's where our walk, quote unquote, walk day will take place. So yeah, definitely give us a like and a follow on Facebook. Okay, so definitely besides Facebook, there is a page on our website with all of our walk details. We'll be uploading this video to there. There's a calendar of events on there as well. But so some of the ways we're going to be communicating and what's to come, we'll have phone calls by staff, committees, and other staff members, or ALS ambassadors, I mean. So be ready for those. I'm sure you've already gotten a few, so stay tuned for more updates. We'll be texting. We've been doing that as well. We'll have our communications calendar, which is up on our website. Right now, we'll be putting that on social media as well, so stay tuned with that. Like I said, stay up to date with our event website updates. We'll have everything on there as well. We'll have weekly communications through email, so stay tuned. Bi-weekly, we're going to be doing more of this Facebook and Zoom communication. We're going to be doing bi-weekly calls with whoever wants to join. And they're going to be fun, interactive, more giveaways, but they're also going to have some helpful tools and things to use along the way. We'll kind of go into some more details on some of the things that we've talked about in the fundraising sections and different things like that, and be more interactive and help you all out along the way. So it's kind of, we'll break some of these things down a little bit more for you all. Like I said, like us on Facebook to stay up to date, and you know, you'll have me and Erin as your personal fundraising coaches. Like I said, 10th time saying it, but don't hesitate to reach out. We're here for whatever you need, and coach you along the way and help you out. All right, event t-shirts. We're still getting them this year. If individuals must raise $100 or more to earn a t-shirt. One t-shirt per person. T-shirts will not be sold, and based on the team members' fundraising numbers, shirts will arrive prior to our event and dates. There'll be more information coming out about that as we're ironing out some details, so stay tuned on when and how you will be receiving your shirts if you do raise the $100 or more. We still encourage you all to wear your team t-shirts. You know, that's one of the things that I love about, you know, that I loved about doing the walks last year, was seeing all the different team t-shirts. So still do that. If you wear your t-shirts from last year, use your creativity and just have fun with it. That's a thing that that we all, like I said, I always like to see, and you know, when you take those pictures, make sure you let us know your team name, and represent those shirts proudly if you're wearing your team t-shirts. And you know, if you just have to make them with some tie-dye or anything, I think that's a big thing right now, some tie-dye and whatnot. So if you're making them at home, that's awesome too. So just have fun, be creative, and show us your team pride in those pictures that you're going to be sending us. All right, so donations. We know people will still be receiving checks, potentially money orders and whatnot. So all those can be sent to our office, which is 1301 East Point Park Boulevard, Suite 101, and that's Louisville, Kentucky 40223. Please send those, and make sure when you're sending them to make sure it says team name or the individual that it needs to go to, and we'll make sure those get entered in and credited towards your team. All right, now we want to take a little bit of time to thank some of our sponsors. We have to give a huge thank you to both our Northern Kentucky and Louisville sponsors. They have stuck with us through all of this, which we are very excited about, very grateful for. They are helping us in a tremendous way and doing what we're doing and supporting the cause. So we're going to give a big shout out to them. So with Northern Kentucky, we have Decal Impressions, Dorning Supply Company, Vogelpool Fire Equipment, St. Elizabeth Healthcare, and Pulmonary Partners. So we're going to give a huge shout out to all of them, and thank you for all that they're doing this year. Woo! And then Louisville, we have our first presenting sponsor this year as we're going in. So the IPA Foundation is our presenting sponsor this year. We have Dana Corporation, Norton Healthcare, NTS, Hussey Mechanical, Zoller, CBRE, Superior, Van and Mobility, and in Walmart. So I want to give a huge shout out to them. And like I said, we couldn't do a lot what we do without our sponsors. So we thank them, especially this year. You know, because of everything that has been going on and them sticking with us through all of this.
And Daly, if I can also add, the Heaven Hill Corporation, they are a chapter sponsor.
Hey, you
Oh.
haven't let me get to it.
Did I jump the gun? I'm sorry. Okay.
Sorry. No, it's okay. See, chapter sponsor, Heaven Hill. They've been a sponsor since, now you can chime in. They've been a sponsor since 2007, big,
Patricia would have over $1 million
over $1
in
million
almost,
been, yeah,
7-8 years. So
Right.
they
Has been,
been
given
very
to us.
benevolent.
yeah, from Heaven Hill. So we're really excited about that, and always have to recognize them for the awesome work that they do for us. And we're excited to have them by our side. Our national sponsors, we have New Motion Foundation, MT Pharma, and Permobile. So we thank them for sponsoring us on a national level. And then a thank you to our currently registered teams. I'm not gonna go through all of them. I'm just gonna kind of leave it up and give a big clap because there's quite a few between the both. And I don't think you all want to hear me rattle off all the team names. So I mean, we're gonna go through the Northern Kentucky first. So let's give a big shout out to them, and a shout out if you're one of the teams that are on the call tonight and you're on this list. We appreciate it, and we look forward to working with you more throughout this year. So we're excited, and yeah, go Northern Kentucky. And then Louisville, we have our Louisville teams that are currently registered. And once again, thank you if you're on the call and you're a team captain or a team member. We appreciate what you're doing for us this year and being involved. So we thank you, and I give you a high five and a round of applause. And thank you to our committee members. We couldn't do what we do without each and every one of you, and we thank you. We thank you for adapting with us this year and helping us pivot to what we're doing and being and sticking around and being there for us. So we thank you, each and every one of you. Thank you for your time, your commitment to the ALS Association, and we love working with you all. Do that and give them a round of applause right there. Woo woo. As well. So then, and then, you know, thank you to you all. Thank you for being on this call with us. Thank you for adapting with us this year and still being involved and doing this new platform with us. Me and Aaron and the whole staff are super excited about what we're doing and how we're doing it. It's different. We know it's different, but we're excited, and we're excited to see what you all come up with and see what you all do. And it's a year to be creative and have fun with all of this. So thank you for your commitment to the ALS Association. Thank you for sticking with us this year. We couldn't do what we do without you, and our patients thank you as well, because you know their support and how we support the care services team and all that they do. We're grateful and we're excited about this year. So thank you all.
And Daly, if I could just make one comment, I'm looking at the list, and I just want to thank all the people that are on the list who's had a family member that's passed away, because it's awesome to see that you all still want to support us, and we appreciate that.
Yes.
Very much. So thank you,
for that, Patricia.
Before you get to the next portion, I want to tell you I was on a call with a lot of other executive directors, and they were sharing what their staff was doing. And the Chicago chapter just had 100 teams, and they had 86 of them do the mini walks, which I thought, we can beat that. And they're Chicago, they have more people. But they did play this song. Someone play it for you all. I hope it comes out. Wait. Oh gosh, I'm going to screw this up. I knew it. She played the song and got us all excited. Well, I just had it. And then, of course, here it comes. You remember that song?
Oh, definitely.
Little Chumbawamba.
Yeah. And what made me think about it is our ALS patients, they get knocked down, but they just keep getting up again. And I think we got knocked down with COVID. We got knocked down with having to do the pivoting of this walk. And I think Daly and Aaron, you've come up with a terrific plan, and we're getting up again. So thank you all. Just thought I'd share that silly song from the 90s.
Thank you.
Brings back memories. So with that, once again, be sure to follow us on Facebook to stay up to date with the most up-to-date information. Our Kentucky chapter page, the walk pages, and all that, and we'll be sending out these slides as well, so that you all can make sure you're following us. So now, does anybody question time? I know the chat box since I was on was blowing up, and so any more questions? Time to ask those questions, and this is the time if you want to come off mute and ask anything, please do so. Yeah, bring it at us.
Great job, ladies. Y'all did a wonderful job, and just to build up the enthusiasm. So it should be great this summer. Thank you.
Thanks, Katie. Appreciate it.
Thank you. We know it's a lot of information, so don't be scared to ask questions.
I mean, I think me and Aaron understand it's made our minds explode a lot. It's new, and our heads are hurting as well. But we're here. I hate to say it, but we're all in this together, and we're in it together, and we're moving forward, and doing this for all of our patients.
Well, and I just want to say too that I think, as far as the Facebook and the Zoom and all that, we were kind of all, I don't want to say techno challenged. I was techno challenged, but now that we've been doing this, it's easy as pie. So, and thank you all. This was a great presentation.
Yeah,
I have
and
a
so,
question.
oh,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I noticed that you said that you all aren't selling any t-shirts for the walk. And what if a person is not able to raise $100, but they would like a t-shirt? How can we go about, they're able to donate, but not $100?
One of the
How can
things
we go about that?
One of the things, Elizabeth, we found is we had a lot of people do this last year that they self-donated $20. And then they asked 8 friends, could you sponsor me for $10, or could you donate $10? And they're lickety split, they added up to 100. Or if they had, 10 or 12 people, give them 5, and they donated, 20, 25 themselves. So I think there's a lot of creative ways that they can get to that $100 threshold.
Okay.
How do you get
And
the
we'd be
right
happy
size?
to go through any of that with you all to walk you through those steps and help them out.
Yeah. Lee, I'm sorry, I think I cut you off. Were you going to say something?
That's okay. How do you get the right size t-shirt?
Oh, you didn't, or you need to?
How do you get the
How?
right
Oh.
sizes?
Oh,
We'll check with you all once we start planning, and once we see who's getting a t-shirt and who isn't. We're gonna have like a pickup station, and we're trying to work out some of those final plans. But we will get your t-shirt size, and we'll have extras on site in case you need a different size, or maybe that size didn't work. But we will definitely manage that,
Okay.
and we'll ask you to. Yeah.
and like Aaron said, there'll be safe pickup where we can do a drop off or 6 foot distance, with mask and being sanitized. So we're following all the, appropriate procedures in terms of social distancing.
But my arms aren't that long.
So,
Katie Ricksman had a good idea. Just had a thought, as the walk will be late summer, should be a good hot day. Maybe we'll end our walk with an ice bucket challenge. I think that's a great
love
idea.
that.
That's
I love
fantastic.
and put it on Facebook and have people
Yeah.
challenge, because as we are fundraising for the day of the walk, we are also fundraising throughout the year. So just keep that in mind as you're fundraising for your team, that July 25th and August 22nd isn't a deadline by no means. You can fundraise throughout the year.
Right.
Well, since I'm all the way out in Western Kentucky, if Patricia and Helen will let me come, I will be the one to let y'all dump the ice water on me. I'll volunteer to be the
Well,
recipient
that's
of
a
that.
really, That's a really good way to get to that $100 is go on Facebook and say, if you
Especially-
donate $10 to my team, I'll do an ice bucket challenge, or I'll do it to my friend or my spouse or something like that. And you get 10 friends to donate $10. There's your 100 right there for the T-shirt. And who doesn't like to see someone get doused with that ice bucket challenge?
Right.
And
And
I
you might have a lot
love
of
the
people that want to do it in August.
Yeah.
And I
Well, you
love
might
the
even-
suggestion to throw our husbands under the bus and let them be the ones that get thrown with the ice.
There you go.
Exactly. Or, you might even find like one of the, ball players from one of the colleges, near your area, or maybe one of the media people, if you have a relationship with them, a reporter, or one of the reporters from a newspaper, or your pastor. I mean, everybody likes to see it. It's so funny. I mean, when that happened 6 years ago, everybody from Oprah to Bill Gates to all the different presidents did it. So it'd be great to get that going again.
That's such a great idea.
Yeah. Let's see. We had another question. Chris asked, do ALS patients get a T-shirt, or do they also have to raise the $100 this year? All ALS patients will get a T-shirt if they raised, no matter what, no matter if they raise $0 or $10,000. So no matter what, all ALS patients will receive a T-shirt.
Yeah.
So if you just get with us, if they're not able to pick it up, and you just say you're getting one for an ALS patient, we will give you one to take to them.
Well, and Katie, keep it in mind with the Ice Bucket Challenge. At one of the ALS conferences last year, I met a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old that had a pie in the face challenge, and they raised on behalf of their mother and their grandfather, who had familial ALS, $30,000 with pieing someone in the face and then getting money donated. And they stood up to a room of like 200 executive directors and board chairs and executives that were volunteers, and they said, we're 4 and 6 years old and raised $30,000. What can you do?
You do.
Well, we were all humbled, and so I'm just throwing this in, that if we get 100 walks, 50 in Northern Kentucky and 50 in Louisville, Aaron and Daly, you can pie me in the face with the whipped cream.
I've been pied in the face a few times. It's kind of delicious if it's whipped cream.
It was fun, except one time I did it and I got on my contact lens, and that was a little problematic. But I'll take a pie in the face for the cause if we can come up with 100 walks. I'd love to just beat Chicago.
It's fun. That's such a fun thing to do too. Great way to raise money and to have a good laugh.
You can pie, you know what? You can pie me in the face and then rinse it off with an ice bucket challenge.
There you go.
I like it, an executive director ice bucket challenge. I think that's maybe the way to go.
Yeah, whatever you all do, I'll commit to it.
Well, now at my
You'll have to
son's
throw it
school,
on me 6 feet away, but
Yeah.
you might miss.
We
at
can
my
work
son's
something
school a
out.
couple years ago, they raised some money for a cause, and their principal, if they raised over a certain amount, their principal had to kiss a pig.
Oh, our school did that too. I'm going to stick with the pie and the ice bucket.
Wow.
Oh.
That's great. Thank you all so much for these great ideas. I think this is so much fun. And this is what this is about, is generating these great ideas, having fun with it while you raise awareness and funds for our mission. So it's just so exciting to see you guys so involved, and we really appreciate it. So
We have our last giveaway real quick, and it's for a comment in the chat box if you have started your Facebook fundraiser, and we will pick a winner and you get a Starbucks gift card.
Yep, put it in the chat box. Say yes if you have started. Sarah,
I better win.
Chris, Kim,
Patty Peak, you can't win.
Well, I better win. I'm telling you what.
Kathleen,
Correct.
I'll get you
Chris,
2 Starbucks.
Nathan. Oh, I'm so excited to see all these yeses.
Yes, that's awesome.
Lee,
Great.
Pat. Oh, I was going to say Christopher. We have a couple of Christophers online, I believe.
All right. Well, we'll give it a few more seconds to see if any. Oh, we have a Christine. Okay, gotcha. Sorry about that, Christine.
I think it says Christopher on the Zoom call.
Gotcha.
Awesome.
All right. So with that, I think we've given everybody a minute to respond. Madison drew for us, and it looks like Nathan is the winner.
Woo woo!
Good job,
Go
Nathan.
Nathan!
And awesome, I just have to say an awesome job for everybody who started their Facebook fundraiser. And
I know, that's amazing.
that's amazing. It leaves me speechless. So with that concludes our presentation. Thank you all for being with us tonight. We really appreciate it. Before everyone goes,
It looks-
let's do a photo. Are you gonna take it, Erin?
I
Or-
can.
Oh, I
Let's
thought you were
do.
getting your phone.
Do we
I
look like
am.
the Brady Bunch?
All
We're
right,
gonna
well,
do.
everybody-
Madison's gonna put us on gallery style, right? Or Daily, are you?
Yeah, I can do it. Oh, hold on. All right, on the count of three.
Hold on. I'm not on gallery. I guess I
Okay.
gotta do that, don't I?
Well, no, you don't have to be.
No, I can't see everybody.
Oh. Okay, hold the smile for like a couple seconds so we'll make sure I get it. Okay,
I
ready?
think
On
that
the-
we might
on
need
the-
to leave the presentation first.
Okay, you good? I can, oh,
There we go.
If you want to
Okay,
see
there we
everyone,
go.
you have to pull down that little thing in the corner, Erin.
okay.
Oh, it's so fun. Look at all the people.
Everybody just hold that
This is
smile.
so fun.
Ready?
Look at this smile. And you guys are on the phone. I can just feel your
Perfect.
smiles.
Perfect, I think I got, I got it. Well, I think-
Oh, that's so fun. Wave, yeah.
Is Patsy
Block
Harkis
2020.
Is Patsy Harkis
Awesome.
on? Patsy, can you take yourself off mute? Are you on?
Oh, I got a little clap.
I don't know if Patsy is on.
Oh, this is so great.
Hey, Patricia, I think you made that photo with those sunglasses, girl. All right, everyone.
Incognito.
So thank you all so much. Like, we really appreciate everything. It is so great to see all your faces now that it's in gallery. It just kind of brings little tears to your eyes. We really appreciate everything, honestly.
Yes. All right. With that, we appreciate it, and you all are,
And this will be
Ready to
on
log off.
Facebook. All right,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, and this will be on Facebook. We'll send you all these slides. And if you guys, on the walk site, we have all kinds of guides, fact sheets. So please check that out as well.
Yep.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.